Okay, before I jump into this 3.1.2 idea that we're going to practice today, I want to go through this with you all, just so you can notice a pattern and realize why things do what they do. So 2 to the third is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 2 to the second is 2 times 2, which is 4. 2 to the first is 2, which is 2. And 2 to the 0 power, so let's think about this. We know that it's 1 because we know that anything to the 0 power is 1. But let's see if we can notice a pattern here. I notice that these numbers are decreasing and they're going down by a half. So we could say like 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then for the 4, if you divide it by 2, you get 2. So it would make sense that to go from this to this number, we would do 2 divided by 2 and get 1. Maybe you like that, like the pattern keeps continuing. So what happens when my exponent goes down by another, and now we have a negative power? Would it make sense that the pattern would continue? 1 divided by 2 is 0.5 or a half. So what happened was 2 to the negative 1 became 1 over 2 to the positive 1. And 2 to the negative 2 does become 1 over 2 to the positive 2. But let me show you why. So you do your half divided by 2, which is a half times the reciprocal. So a half times a half is a fourth, which is 1 over 2 to the second. So it's a fourth. So that's why, or one explanation of why something to the 0 power is 1, and also why a number raised to a negative power has to become 1 over that number to the positive power. So now let me get back to this 3.21b. We need to rewrite these terms right here that have negative powers. So it's going to become 1 over x plus 8 with a big fraction bar, and x plus 1 over y to the positive 2. Then we're going to do the problem just like we were doing Friday in class. We'll work in the numerator. We'll make 8 a fraction, and now we have 2 fractions. So you can do the butterfly method, or you can get your common denominator of an x, and you would get 1 plus 8x over the x, all over. For the denominator, you can put the x over 1. I think I'll do the butterfly method this time, just to go over both methods. So x times y squared plus 1 times 1 all over y to the second. Now that is the form that we would get them to on Friday. And then we said this is now like a fraction divided by a fraction. And rather than divide by this fraction in the denominator, we're going to come up here, and we're going to multiply by its reciprocal. So I am no longer dividing by this. I'm now multiplying by the reciprocal. I don't see anything in the numerator that's going to reduce with something in the denominator. So I think I'll just distribute here. Y squared times 1 plus y squared times 8x all over, I think we'll distribute here also. X times xy squared is x to the second, y to the second, plus x times 1 is x. They do not all have an x term, so we can't divide x's out. And they don't all have y terms, so we can't divide y's out. And let's see if we can find another one that we could practice like that. I guess I could just make one up. Let's do Okay, let's try this one. So the first thing you want to do is notice that you have negative powers. So you need to rewrite it so that you have positive powers. So it'll become 3 plus 1 over x squared all over 1 over y plus 2x. Now you make the 3 a fraction, make the 2x a fraction, because we need to add fractions, so we need a common denominator. I think this time I'll get the common denominator of the x squared. So now they both have the same denominator, so we can get 3x squared plus 1 all over x squared. And in the bottom, it's just as nice to get the y down here in the denominator, so we'll multiply that by y. So it's 1 plus 2xy all over y. Now it's a fraction over another fraction, so we'll take care of that. Rather than divide by that fraction, we will multiply by its reciprocal. So we aren't dividing by this anymore. We flipped it and we're going to multiply by its reciprocal. I don't see any terms in the top and the bottom that'll divide out. So I guess again we'll distribute this way. 3x squared y plus y over, and then I'll distribute here also. X squared plus 2x to the third y. Because when you multiply like bases, you add those exponents. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 to try like this, and that'll be it for today. Let's let you try, well, you can try these for homework. Let's see, let's do 1 over x plus y to the negative 1 over x squared minus y to the negative 2. Don't know what that one will turn out like. And let's do this. Let's do 4 plus y to the negative 1 over x to the negative 1 plus 5. Okay, give those a shot, and I will see you all in class on Wednesday.